19-game winning streak on the line here for the A's. The front runners in the American League West right now 3 up.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Small Market Baseball. Small-time convos from big-time fans, brought to you by Birds of a Feather Like to Talk ball together. This is the sixth time I've done this. We're going to keep the ball rolling. I'm Jaiman White, once again joined by DG Paul Demanigold and my man Holland. Guys, how's it going?
Good, man. I'm ready to talk baseball. Let's get this going.
Nice. Sir, opening day. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter, everybody. Hope everyone enjoyed their days with their families. It's been an exciting first weekend of baseball. Well, sorry, guys. They were in Vegas, deployed to a very dangerous area.
Yeah, the streets of Las Vegas are very dangerous.
Serving our country. North Las Vegas is a war zone. Everyone knows this. It's very scary, very dangerous. Don't go out there by yourself. So they were not with their families. Everyone else, I hope you had a nice time with your family. But luckily for DG and Holland, since their families were not out there to see them, they had extra time to watch baseball. It was opening day on Thursday. It's big stuff happening. Very exciting. Guys, before we get into the matchups and the series and all that good stuff, how excited are you that baseball is back?
You want to take this, Holland, or you want me to go?
I'll start because it's every year I get more and more excited for baseball to start. And this season with all the new moves and new players, I don't think I've ever been more excited to watch baseball. Even if my Yankees, might not look that good, but they're playing good right now. But I've been so ecstatic to watch baseball this year. So I'm pumped, super pumped.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Super pumped, ready to go. Like watching opening day, it's like a breath of fresh air. It's spring. We're ready to go. Let's do this.
Yep.
Heck yeah. No, spring is in the air. Ball is being played. I love it. It's awesome. I was getting my hair cut. I was at a medical appointment, and I was rolling to work a little bit late. And got to listen to the Pirates opener on the radio. Was very happy, and we got a win in extra innings. Going to talk about that in a little bit because what a series it was. And we're going to start with that. Sorry, sending one more text. Do not disturb. Boom. Okay, so we're just going to break down this series, go one by one, break into it, talk some ball, have a little bit of fun. So, boys, first, I'm going to break into this a little bit because I'm a homer, and I love my Buccos. Because the Pirates started the season 4-0. They swept the Marlins in Miami. It's the first time the team has started 4-0 since 1903. So, given the history that we have had historically, once a great franchise now, maybe not so much. It's been a rough couple of years. I couldn't be any happier. The starters were hit or miss. Mitch Keller, the $1 million man who just got paid, was not happy with his Game 1 performance. Our bullpen's coming together, not even at 100% health, but it looks like we're going to be good in that aspect. So I'm super excited about that. Our guys went to go hit. We won 2 games in extra innings after coming from behind. And when the time came, we needed big hits. We got them. O'Neal Cruz, Brian Reynolds, Brian Hayes, Jared Triolo, Rowdy Tellez, big man on first base, hitting his weight today, baby. Love it. So, I'll ask you guys, am I delusional, or does this seem like the start to a 162-0 season?
I think you're delusional.
I think it has all the makings of it.
I don't know.
they're finding ways to grind out games. I mean, I know they went to extra innings in their first game and ended up winning, and I caught the tail end of their 9-3 victory on Saturday. They look like a good team. They look like a good team. They could definitely use some more consistent starting pitching, but I know that the young gun they had the other day was looking real good. So I'm excited to see what they do. I know that they have a few names that I really like watching. I know Mitch Keller has a nasty pitch mix, and I'm a fan of Rowdy Tellez. I love those. I don't know why, but I like Rowdy Tellez. So.
I love that fat man. I miss Carlos Santana. It breaks my heart that he's not here anymore. But Rowdy Tellez, if he can hit his weight this year, which he's a big boy, we'll be just fine. Jared Jones, the young gun that you were talking about on the mound, 10 Ks in his Pirates debut, the most since Tim Wakefield in 1994, I think it was. RIP to the legend Tim Wakefield. I'm excited. I don't know if this is going to be a good team or a great team, bad team. I think it will be fun, which at this point, that's all I can really ask for. I would love a contender. I think we might still be a year or two away from that, but a fun team is cool to watch nonetheless. So I still think the NL Central is wide open, and I think we're going to take it this year. Like I said, the Pirates open it up 4-0. They'll be playing in D.C. next against the Nationals, and the Marlins will be playing against the Angels. Holland, I want to kick it to you for a sec because you're a big Jazz Chisholm fan, or Jazz Chisholm, pardon me. He had a grand slam today. He's one of the most exciting players in baseball. What do you think about him and this Marlins team?
I'm going to be honest. This Marlins team does not look very good whatsoever.
No, it does not.
As rude as I'm going to sound, they look terrible. Jazz Chisholm is on my fantasy team, and I just like him in general. He has not played well outside of the grand slam today. His average has been mediocre at best. I know the other day he went 0 for 4, 0 for 5, but
not great.
They're in rebuild mode. So I do think I was talking about this the other day with a friend, but since they moved Jazz Chisholm to center field, I feel like his ability to kind of change the game has kind of went away. I think that him at shortstop making plays was definitely a big momentum shift when they were out there having him making great plays, doing crazy stuff, and it'd be nice to see him move back to short, but I think either way, the Marlins are on a downhill trend. So
it's a tragic story.
It is a tragic story. The Marlins are a franchise that I just cannot stand. They suck. I hate that they suck because they should be a great team, but they never are. I cannot give it back.
Yeah. Jazz
great location too.
Great location. Yeah.
Stadium looks great too. It held the World Baseball Classic final, but I'm looking at it now. Jazz Chisholm is 143 on the season right now. So
good thing it's a young season still.
Yeah,
it's beginning. It's opening weekend. We can't.
Yeah. I mean, it's top to bottom. They are just looking so bad. Like Luis Arias last year batted, what was it, like 340 average, and he's batting 111 right now. So
oh man.
What about former All-Star Tim Anderson, famous knockout victim?
Went 0 for 4 today. He's batting 188. I think Jose Ramirez punched all of the talent out of him, to be honest.
Well, he knocked a lot of sense into him. We can say that for sure. That was an exciting series, mostly for me. There were some back and forth games too, which I enjoyed, and it was nice being able to see the team come from behind. Not my preferred strategy on offense, but if we can make it happen, I'll be okay with that. So, another series that I'm not going to spend too much time talking about because it sucked was the Cleveland Guardians and the Oakland Athletics. The Cleveland won the series 3-1 in a mostly empty Oakland Coliseum. They won their first game of the series 8-0. Holland, I will just ask you quickly about that division because I know you pay attention to the Tigers. So the Guardians are in that division. It's a division I think is not going anywhere. There's no contenders in that division. Not anytime soon. The Tigers intrigue me, but what do you think about the state of that division?
I think it's almost embarrassing that is even a division. But the Tigers swept the White Sox, which isn't as impressive as I wish it was, but no, but realistically, I think anyone in that division outside of the White Sox could go ahead and take that division. I know that the Royals with Cole Ragans and Bobby Witt, they look decent. They're a really fast young team. They got some nice young guys on there. The Twins, they got Byron Buxton. We'll see how long he can stay healthy. And then Cleveland, of course, you've got the perennial Gold Glover, should be an MVP at some point, Jose Ramirez.
Right.
But they're in full rebuild as well. I'm shocked they even managed to beat the A's. They're that bad. And then of course, you got the Tigers, and to me they look decent, but they need to get some more offense going. You can't be winning 1-0 against the White Sox and expect to beat real teams later on in the season.
The White Sox.
Yeah.
Come on now.
As Sergeant Fleshly likes to refer to them, ghetto trash, the White Sox. So, not much more than that on opening weekend. The first series that kicked off opening day was the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, whatever it is. Against the Baltimore Orioles. These are two teams that are both in very different places in their trajectory right now as franchises. Like I said, they opened up the first game of the season. Mike Trout, one of the best players of all time, certainly of our generation, had the first home run of 2024. But the Orioles won the series. Well, he did.
We're not counting the Soul series?
Well, you know what I mean. I guess he had the first home run on opening day. There you go. My bad. I brought up this. I wrote down the Soul series like 3 times too, so I don't know why I didn't remember that. But the Orioles won 2-1. I'll open it up to you guys. How bad do you think this Angels team is going to be? And on the flip side, how good do you think this O's team is going to be with all the young talent they have?
I think the O's are going to be, not this year, but maybe a couple more years down the road, they're going to be a little better. It's hard to say as of right now. It's young talent we know in the MLB it's hard to say what's going to happen, And the Angels, Mike Trout, he's getting up there in age, man. I don't know what, he's the only one superstar. There can only be so much. It's a team sport, it's like any other team sport. You got to have help.
Yeah, he had the biggest help a guy could ask for in an individual player and Shohei, and they still couldn't even make the playoffs.
Right.
That division's tough, but
it's not that tough.
You've got some bottom feeder team like Oakland, but you still got the Rangers, you still got Houston, you still have, Seattle. I'm shocked they didn't make the playoffs last year, but I don't know what are they doing in the draft to where they've consistently had no talent coming in that's really wows you. I know that Logan O'Hoppe and Zach Neto are decent young guys, but it's they need something. They need someone to be able to back up Mike Trout and make sure that he's not wasting his career in Anaheim. But on the flip side, in that matchup, the Orioles, they're like the polar opposite of the Angels.
Absolutely.
They show how you rebuild a team. They have so much talent that they can't even call up Jackson Holiday because they have other guys waiting in the wings, waiting to hit. So it'll be interesting. I think the Orioles are going to finish first in their division. I think that they'll finish over the Yankees in the AL East. It'll be interesting to see, and I think it is definitely a waiting game of when they're going to call up Jackson Holiday. I don't know if they're trying to do service time manipulation or what, but they look good. I think that even with injuries and whatnot, they can still play at a really high level, especially with the addition of Corbin Burns. They keep trending up and up.
Stud in his O's debut.
Yep, and they still have Grayson Rodriguez coming off of his rookie year last year, so it'll be interesting to see what they do. I think that they'll probably make a move for another starter at some point during the year, because any team that's using Dean Kramer as your fifth starter is kind of doomed to win, in my opinion. But we'll see. I mean, they did all that last year, won 100 games, first in the AL, and then I think they got swept. Right? I know they lost in the first year, but I think they got swept.
Yeah.
I believe you're correct. Given that track record with the talent that they have now, do you think they make it out of the first round if you're proclaiming that they win the division?
In my opinion, yeah. I think that that team was just so young that now they got that over that first step, which was making the playoffs. Now the next step is winning a series, and then after that, winning a pennant, and then see if they can win the title.
Fair enough. All things that would be awesome. The next series we're going to look at the Nationals and the Reds. The Reds, of course, always open up at home on opening day, one of the most historic franchises in terms of that. And watching Pete Rose highlights because he's kind of intertwined in some of these recent articles. So one of the best hitters ever. The Reds took the series 2-1. I'm surprised it wasn't 3-0 over a bottom-feeding Nationals team. The biggest highlight, I think, and storyline is Elly De La Cruz. He, of course, came up last year, looked hot, was incredible, kind of plateaued, and finished with an average season. What do you guys think his season is going to look like? What do you think the ceiling is for him?
It's tough to say. He's a freak of nature in terms of his physical ability. He's super fast, has a super strong arm. The problem is that his bat is just, at least at the end of last year, was ice cold. He needs to just lock it in a bit more. I know right now he's actually hitting pretty decent. He's hitting 273. I think that the game just needs to slow down a bit for him. I think that once they saw what he could do, that became the expectation. But I think he's still good enough to get 20 home runs and steal like 40 bases at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, great player. I'd like to see him bat higher in the order. I think they've got him 6th or 7th now, but after last season's, and I think that makes sense, but we'll see. He's still young. I think he's 23, 24, so we'll see. He's a great talent.
Yeah, no, I agree with 100% what Cameron said. 100%. He's a young talent. We'll see. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, and DG, I know you're one of my shoe guys. You just recently got signed to Jordan Brand. What kind of expectations does being a Jordan athlete come with a player like Elly De La Cruz?
I mean, you have a high expectation as a Jordan athlete. You know, you gotta rise up to the occasion. You can't just fucking fall off. You know, so.
Yeah, no doubt. This is a family show, or at least it was until then.
Apologize. I'm sorry, fans.
That's one fine for DG. Our
Add it to
29
the board.
subscribers. Our 29 subscribers are not going to be happy with you.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Just bite my head off. It's all right.
I will. No, don't worry, I will.
It's coming out of your paycheck, pal.
I'm driving this boat. Next series we're going to look at was one of my favorites to watch over the weekend because it was competitive, and then to split between the Padres and the Giants. Padres, of course, this is not their first game of the season. They opened up in Seoul against the Dodgers. Like I said, they split the series 2-2. That ended after an enormous 13-run game from San Diego today to close out the series. Both teams have great pieces, but how far they can get in a loaded NL West is certainly going to be a question mark that needs to be answered. They got to compete with the Dodgers. They got to compete with the Diamondbacks. They got to compete with each other. And of course, the Rockies. I mean, they're really never going to disappear. Well, they might have already, but
yeah, no, they disappeared. They're gone.
they're gone. I want to give them some love, but it's hard. I can't do it.
You can't deny like no, we're done. We're done with them. That's just
We're done. We're done. The best pitcher they had in the past 10 years was Russell Wilson's opening pitch at the Rockies game. So
and that's super sad.
yeah. But the Giants and the Padres, they got pieces. They've got players that can get the job done. What is that going to look like long term? They're going to, in my opinion, they're going to be competing for second place, which is just not good enough. The Giants will next face the Dodgers, which is going to be a huge test for them. Again, I think that's who they're going to compete with second place for. And the Padres have the Cardinals. They should fare a little bit better in that. Speaking of the Cardinals, they took on the Dodgers in their opening weekend series. The Dodgers are back in LA following the Seoul series. They played against the Padres. Let me look at what the score is because this game was not finished when I was taking my notes. But it was a close series.
By the way, I was watching that Cardinals game today against the Dodgers, and it was like the third inning, and they had Kike Hernandez mic'd up. He's playing third base. I did not know that the infield at least has pitch comm as well in their hats. Really? You could hear it. He was mic'd up, and you could hear it, and he even asked about it. He's like, "Can you guys hear that?" And it was like, change up, down, away.
What?
Like, yeah. So I was shocked that they have that in the infield. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but to me, that's just too much going on. But
yeah, I could find myself getting easily distracted from that.
The infield's so fast, anyways. Too like you got to pay attention, man.
Yeah, that's a ball is coming to your face.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's see what we got here. The Dodgers did slug out that series. 5-4 was the final score today. They won that series 3-1. Unfortunately, we're really not here to talk about the Dodgers' victory today because no one wants to hear about that. We know they're going to win plenty of games. We should all be so excited and blessed to have this Dodgers team in front of us. But unfortunately, it could all be unraveling at the same time because Shohei Ohtani could be in some hot water. Holland, I'm going to kick it to you because I want you to be as colorful as possible. I'll describe the situation at hand.
Well, I'm sure that everyone that's listening has heard at least the main story, which is Shohei's translator was stealing money to pay for gambling debts. But the more information that comes out, the stranger the story gets, because I guess in the Seoul series, when they were there, that's when the team kind of found out. And when that happened,
so Shohei found out. He didn't know before that.
That's right, and he didn't even know when they were having the clubhouse meeting about it. And allegedly, his translator Ippei was like at the meeting. He told Shohei, he was like, "Oh, don't worry about it. We'll talk about it later." And Shohei didn't even find out until he got back to his hotel room, and that's when Ippei sat him down, told him everything. But the more that they allow these talking heads to interject what is going on in terms of like the Dodgers higher ups, the more murky the story gets for me, because in the clubhouse meeting, allegedly one of the Dodgers chairmans like stood up and was like, Shohei lended him money to pay off the gambling debts. And then later we find out that wasn't true and that Ippei was stealing the money and he never even told Shohei about the gambling. And the same thing, like Ippei first, when he was first describing it, explains that, oh, I told Shohei and he was paying it off for me. And then that turns out to not be true. He told a second story the day after, the day before the Shohei presser, where he was like, he never knew, and I was just stealing his money because he manages his financial accounts. Why his translator is managing his financial accounts blows my mind, but to me, I think that even if Shohei was betting on games, I think that the MLB will find any way they can to sweep it under the rug because that is their prized possession, basically.
Their poster child.
He runs the league.
Yeah.
People, he brings them in so much revenue that even if he was betting, they'd get the broom out and sweep it under the rug. So, but that's just me. What do you guys think about it?
No, I agree with you 100%. I don't know. Like it's hard to say. Like I don't what's a true story here? Like what are we like? We don't know. Like
I don't think we ever will.
when yeah, exactly. We'll never. It's the MLB is going to sweep it under the rug. We're going to forget about it in a month. People are already forgetting about it right now, so we're going to forget about it. It's like kind of just move forward, I guess. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, the fact that this is happening to the biggest star in the sport, maybe in all of sports right now, blows my mind. I don't, I want to believe so bad that Shohei is completely innocent and that he just did not know that this money was getting wired out of his account, whatever. I'm completely ignorant to my finances. Either I have money or I don't. But I would know if $4.5 million was just missing, And the story and the timeline, this has been going on for like a year with like payments of $500,000 or more being taken out. And stories are coming out now about Ipe Mizahara not having the degree that he said he had or the diploma that he said he had, whatever. And it wouldn't be unheard of for someone close to a professional athlete like this to take advantage of them. It's a little hard to believe that, again, Shohei did not know about this. I mean, he's no dummy. He's a star. He has to know that people are out there trying to take advantage of him. And I find it hard to believe he would have noticed that kind of money missing.
Especially because
I'm sure. But
I mean, when you think about it, when he was with the Angels, he wasn't making that much money because he left the NPB early and couldn't get the max contract.
Right.
So, plus he just deferred all that money for the Dodgers thing. Most of his money that he has right now is from sponsorships and things like that. But I do know that people were saying that he could have missed it because there's so many donations that he gives out to people in Japan and schools and stuff that, well, maybe Ipe was like, oh, this money's going to go here to some school or something. And it turns out he was putting $500K on Duke to win the national title or something.
Bad pick, by the way.
In football. He was picking that for football.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like what's the phrase? Where there's smoke, there's fire. It's like I said, it's all very hard to believe. I think what has transpired so far, the team behind Shohei has been handling it well. I think Shohei doing the presser was not what everyone expected. I think a lot of people expected it to be a two-way conversation. It's more just him telling his side of the story, and then that was it, and he left. The reports that are coming out, whoever was betting money, whatever, they weren't betting on baseball. It's not illegal for professional athletes to bet on other sports that they're not involved in. It is, of course, illegal to gamble through an illegal bookmaker. Also, apparently, Major League Baseball has been investigating this guy for years now, is what one of the articles said. So I don't know how they wouldn't have caught on to this sooner if that's the case, but I don't know. My favorite thing that's happened because of this was Pete Rose coming out and being like, oh, if I had an interpreter in the 70s and 80s, I would have got off scot-free. I don't know.
I don't know. There's a bit more controversy to Pete Rose that I may have read about a little. It's kind of a hot issue for this show, but look into Pete Rose controversy if you want to, and maybe you'll find out that he's not a good guy, just to say the least.
Worse than Diddy?
It was on the level of Diddy, allegedly, but
Oh, oh.
She's here in the same jail cell.
no.
I don't even know what to say to that. I always defended him too. I was like, I mean, he wasn't betting on his team to lose. You know, Pete Rose. He bet on them to win. But
It's like I didn't mean to run over that cat, but it was just there. Like you can't
I didn't mean to miss that screw on the jet. I just didn't want to fix it.
I'm sorry that tire was bad. It's just bad. I don't know. Not my fault.
Crew chief humor. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Anyway, yeah, that's by far, unfortunately, the hottest topic in the sport. The Dodgers, again, they did walk away with the series win against the Cardinals. They face the Giants next, the Cards have the Padres next. Moving on, if you guys are cool to move on.
Yeah.
Moment of silence for Shohei Ohtani's career. Better learn Japanese fast.
Oh, before we move on, did you see, like, a day or two after the Shohei thing where he did the presser? I saw some people on Twitter complaining about, allegedly he can speak English. Why wasn't he speaking English? The day after Ellie De La Cruz did like in the clubhouse, just like an interview. And he was like, I'm trying to learn English so that you guys can understand me and I can understand you. And I was like, that is some crazy timing, because he just was like, yeah, I can speak English now.
Everything's a mystery. Didn't even know Shohei was married until like 2 weeks ago. So it's all
Japanese basketball star, by the way.
It's all a big thing. Big.
She's a
smoke
babe.
and mirror show. Moving on, the Blue Jays took on Tampa Bay. MLB The Show cover athlete Vladdy Jr. was there, present. I hate that game already. I wish I was better at it. I suck. I hate that I suck. I'm just not good. My road to the show is not working out the way I want it to. I don't know how to do Diamond Dynasty. And our buddy Hernandez killed me in online play. So it is what it is. He was the Rangers, to be fair, but
Oh, okay, yeah, well, yeah.
and it was the Phillies. So yeah,
tough.
It's tough. But the Blue Jays have the Astros next. The Rays have the Rangers. They split that series. Moving on to another stellar contest, the Twins and the Kansas City Royals.
Ooh.
Yeah. Barn burner. Twins won 2-0, but Casey did win the third game in the series 11-0.
Yeah, we did win 11-0. 11-0, okay. We had one. We had one. Still pretty bad.
Yeah, it happens. DJ, I'll let you talk a minute about your Royals, though. Is this the year they get over the hump, like everyone says, or what do you expect from them?
No, I don't think we're gonna get over the hump. I'm expecting low. I'm sorry. As a Royals fan, I'm expecting low. I'm sorry. We can maybe next year, hopefully. I always tell myself next year, but yeah, I'm not hoping too much.
Do you think you'll beat out the White Sox?
Probably not. No, we'll beat out the White Sox, but that's about it.
Fair enough. The Twins have the Milwaukee Brewers next. The Royals are going to be at the Baltimore Orioles. Holland, Tigers and White Sox. Your man, Tarek Skubal, went off in his debut. Talk about that.
Laugh at me all you want. I was right. Tarek Skubal, he's a Cy Young contender. All right. He did absolutely phenomenal, and I wouldn't expect anything less. He'll probably finish the year with a 0 ERA, if I'm being honest. No, but that's just what he's been doing for a while now, and I think the shouts for him are getting louder and louder. So I'm glad he's getting some recognition finally. But like I said earlier, Tigers need to find some offense, man. They just it's bad. It's bad to say the least, but their bullpen has been phenomenal. So even when you got guys like Kenta Maeda, who I didn't even know was still in the league until they signed him, going out there and just blowing it in 2 innings, and then the bullpen pitches 6 2/3 innings scoreless. I mean, that's how you win baseball games, I suppose, if you're the Tigers. But we'll see what they do upcoming. I mean, I know they play the Mets next, and the Mets are 0-3, but they have at least a more competent offense than the White Sox. So it'll be interesting to see what they do.
The Nellis Air Force Base softball team has a more competent offense than the White Sox. So
I think any team that pinch runs a catcher onto the field is not serious about winning. So
they still have some of the best hats in baseball.
That's what you do.
And that's about it. That's about all they got going for them. Who do we got next? The Tigers, like you said, have the Mets next. The White Sox have the Braves. Pretty sure I know how that series is going to go. I need to redo it. But, Holland, I'm going to kick it to you again, and DG, because you're wearing a Yankees hat. The Yankees took on the Astros. Dramatic series, to say the least. The opener, very exciting. Juan Soto played the role of the hero in his Yankees debut and kind of carried that throughout the whole series with a 4-0 sweep, despite not having their ace, Garrett Cole. Holland, I'll kick it to you first. What do you expect from this Yankees team, your squad? How do you expect them to do?
I'm still not ready to call them good yet. They're 4-0. They beat a very good Astros team, but the pitching wasn't really there in any of the games. Except Stroman and Rodon did decent, but you can see where the cracks are in the team, and soon enough, I think that they'll kind of get exposed. But as of right now, we're right now, so I'll take that. I know Juan Soto, amazing player, amazing, just wow, hitting 529 right now, hit a home run. It's a sight to see. It's amazing the kind of chemistry that they already have in that team. I know that Soto and Stroman are definitely like glue guys right now for sure. But Soto has it all. You know, what more can you say about him? I mean, he's young. He's a phenom of baseball. Unfortunately, Aaron Judge off to a ice cold start, batting 125, did not play very well at all. But the team looks good. I know Volpe's been playing good. Unfortunately, he had a stomach bug today and missed the game. So Oswaldo Cabrera had to shift over. And Oswaldo batting 438, 2 home runs after starting spring training like 0 for 21, I think. So he's on fire right now. He saw that third base was open and he's taking it. So
yeah, no doubt. Can't be mad at that.
Mm-hmm.
DG, you're a winner. I want you to know this. You're a winner.
Okay, thank you.
You impact winning at our Thunder team.
I mean, I try. I try my best. We'll see. But okay.
We know you do. We know you do.
Okay.
If anything, you're a fan favorite. With the addition of you're all these things.
Okay. All right.
You're
keep going. No, keep going.
You're Augie's favorite.
Okay.
Yeah. You're
glazing's crazy in here.
Okay. This is all for setup. This is all for a setup.
Okay.
You're not going to make staff this year because you don't want to.
No,
But
we're gonna go.
but you're more than capable of doing it. Syracuse, go Orange. And more than anything, you're Augie's favorite. You lie to him every single day.
Okay, this is a podcast. That's not like I don't lie to him. That's not what I do. I just don't lie to him every day. But go on.
Not every day, but you should. Yeah.
I never do.
Point blank, you're a winner, and you
Okay.
impact winning. What does the addition of a player like Juan Soto do to a team like this Yankees team?
He brings up everyone else. That's the big thing. You gotta think about that. Like, it's a team sport, like I said multiple times before, and Juan Soto's he's a apologize again. I really apologize.
Alley it down.
down. Yeah, no, but Juan Soto's he's all around a great player, and he brings winning. So, but we'll see. We'll have to see.
And you know this from experience because you're a winner.
Thank you. I try to be a winner.
Holland, you're a winner too, I guess.
Yeah, Holland, you're a winner.
We're all winners, all right.
Yeah, we're all winners here on this podcast. Yay.
I knew it. Except Garrett, he's not here. Loser. We'll get him next time. The Yankees take on the Diamondbacks next. They're red hot, and the Astros take on the Blue Jays. Hopefully, they will be able to rebound from 0-4. Cubs and Rangers. Another, in my opinion, exciting series. The defending world champion Texas Rangers unveiled their banner, got their rings, ready to go. Outlast Chicago in extra innings in their debut. Nothing wrong with a little bit of dramatics on the first night. The Rangers won the series 2-1. I'll open it up to you guys. Can the Rangers repeat? They came on hot towards the middle of last year, plateaued, finished second in their division, still went on to win a World Series title despite that late season slump. What do you guys think about their season, and can they repeat?
I don't think they're going to repeat by any chance, but I think they'll be just as good. I really do. But I don't think it's going to be a repeat. I mean, it's hard. But we'll have to see. We'll see what happens.
In my opinion, they only got better. They added Wyatt Langford from the system. We'll get a full season of Evan Carter now. They still have Scherzer and DeGrom in the medical wing. So once they get that back, there's a decent chance that they're going to do some damage. I don't know about repeat either, but I think that they have a strong chance. I don't ever like calling my shots for World Series because baseball is so unpredictable, but Rangers might be my pick if I had to pull one. It's either them or the Dodgers.
Fair enough. They're in a stacked division, of course. Like I said, even a division that they finished second in last year, they caught momentum at the right time, finished strong, and won the whole darn thing. The Cubs have the Rockies next. They're a team in the NL Central that I've been paying, very close attention to. Obviously, same division as my Buccos. I don't know if the rebuild is complete, but I think they're in a good spot. I think they're going to have a good year, just not as good as us. And the Rangers take on the Rays next. I hope they kick the crap out of Tampa Bay because that franchise sucks too. Really, the franchise doesn't suck, but they get let down. I don't know. The team's always good.
Let's take the Pirates.
Woo. Whoa. Yes. DG, I know you were excited to talk about this series. The Rockies and the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Game 1, saw AZ put up 14 runs in the third inning, franchise record. Kicked the crap out of Colorado 16-2. The D-backs won the series 3-1, even despite that one loss that they had. Clearly a far better baseball team. And I'm ready to proclaim the Rockies might be bad. It's a good possibility that the Rockies are not good. I know.
No.
That's a weird assumption to say, really.
No, I think the Rockies might not be that good. I'm here to say it. Their season may be over.
Yeah, it's over before it even started. 100%. It's over before it's. I mean, they got good prospects coming out, but it's the Rockies. I mean, they're going to get rid of them. So, like, what do you want? Like, what do you want to say? Like, it's the Rockies. Come on now. But that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that. There are Rockies fans out there. Good on you. You, I don't know what you believe in, but yeah, no, I'm just going to leave it at that. I made my peace with it. We're done.
How forgiving of you, how gracious of you to let them
Yeah.
off the hook like that. They suck too. I don't hate the Rockies though. They suck. Got paper notes, dude. Paper notes. The Red Sox and the Mariners, not my favorite series of the weekend. The Sox split the series with Seattle, with not a whole lot of pitching help in their rotation, but they performed well enough. Ichiro collab with the Mariners and Julio Rodriguez for an awesome commercial at opening day. I found that enjoyable. And, yeah, that's about all I got to say about these two teams. Holland, I know the Red Sox are close to home for you. I don't think they're going to do too well in the division. I think the Yankees have their number this year, and the O's and the Blue Jays. And Seattle, who I want to do well, I think have good pitchers, good players. I think they're just going to be middle of the road.
Shout out George Kirby.
Shout out.
He's a stud, to say the least. I like the Mariners. I think that they just need a couple more pieces. Unfortunately they were kind of selling in the offseason. They had to move a lot of contracts around, and which came with moving some decent players around. Jared Kelenic is one, but we'll see what they do. At least they have good pitching. They just need to get more pieces around J-Rod in the lineup. So we'll see what they do.
Yeah, I agree. I want to like them, but I don't think I can commit any serious feelings towards them at this point here. Brewers and Mets, their game one was postponed due to weather at Citi Field. This is the second year in a row the Mets opener has been postponed, pushed back. The Brewers remain undefeated with a 3-0 sweep in New York. They got that young kid Churio coming up, and he's looking great in their system. He was one of the stars from the spring breakout that was able to make the team this year. Of course, other guys like Jackson Holliday and Paul Skeens did not. And unfortunately for the Mets, it seems like they're kind of stuck in a purgatory spot once again at this current state of time. They are the other team in New York, and that's
Good.
about all I can be. Yeah. I'm sure you have no problems with that, Holland. I'm sure you're just fine with that.
I can't stand the Mets. I can't stand their fans. I can't stand their owner.
What? No way.
Yeah. Who would have thought that buying a baseball team and then just dumping a bunch of money into 35-year-old pitchers would be a bad idea? Yeah, I can't stand the Mets. I hope they lose every game this season, if I'm being honest. And I'm glad that the Brewers, specifically Rhys Hoskins, made fun of him of pretty much the whole team at this point. They have their new celebration, the crying thing. So I'm glad. I'm glad that we got two bench clearing incidents in opening weekend. So
I thought that
can't
was a
complain.
That was a dirty play. I don't care what anyone says.
I mean, the thing is that Jeff McNeil has done that exact thing in the past, and his was even more egregious because he was like sliding, like basically the bag was like 2 feet to his left, and he slid into the guy still. So Jeff McNeil, he can go cry and suck on the Mets. I don't care.
I'm at least in agreement with you. Love bench clears. Love when it happens. Needs to happen more often. Should be allowed to happen more often.
When we're clearing the benches, can we actually throw a punch or two, or maybe not have the dugouts come from 400 feet away? It's just trotting out there. I mean, what's with that? It's like, oh, the fight's already over, but here comes the bullpen. Oh boy.
Yes, I need to see.
An hour later.
I need to see Cleveland White Sox. I need to see Reds, Pirates. I need punches thrown. I need it to get a little bad, a little ugly, a little disgusting.
Hey, bring back Nolan Ryan, man.
Bring him back. I want Randy Johnson to blow up that bird again.
Make baseball violent again.
I want Canada and Mexico in the World Baseball Classic to happen every time. Round out this episode and this amazing opening weekend. Braves and Phillies. Their game one, of course, got postponed as well. Did not get to open up the season on Thursday because of bad weather in Philly. Shout out to all my Philadelphia people. Still a garbage dump. Still a terrible city. And I hate Phillies fans. And
a lot of resentment in today's episode, man.
Let's hear how it is though. Like let us hear. Like what's your hate?
Yeah, we got so I'm from Pittsburgh. This is a known fact. I make it. Everyone around me knows this. And constantly I get, what's Philadelphia like? Have you ever been to Philadelphia? Hey, what do you think about the Eagles? I don't think about the Eagles. I've never been to Philadelphia. I don't really plan on going to Philadelphia. I have some ties to them because I like the Sixers because Iverson's my favorite, and we don't have a basketball team in Pittsburgh. And that's it. We are complete polar opposites on the side of the state. Okay? We are over here, and they are over here. It's not
Can I ask you something real quick? Can I ask you something?
Yes.
What's Philadelphia like?
It sucks.
So it's not the brotherly love, the city of brotherly love then.
Anyone that can throw snowballs at Santa is evil. Okay?
Yeah, that's fair.
They're bad people. And really, in a weird way, I'm almost jealous. Almost. Because they do have great sports fans. But they are brutal. And they are brutal in a whole different way that I cannot get behind. R.I.P. Santa. And they have an exciting team, which I also hate because I want Bryce Harper on my team. I can't stand him because he's not on my team, but if he was on my team, best believe I'd be showing up for Harper, okay? Best believe.
Oh, my gosh.
Not even ashamed to say that. But the Braves won the series 2-1. I also hate the Braves. I should have led with that as well. I hate the Braves. I hate Atlanta Braves fans and anyone that plays on their team. That's deep-rooted in a underrated 90s rivalry with the Pirates and the Braves. If my pastor doesn't like your team, then you're doing something wrong because he loves everybody. But these are two of the most exciting teams in baseball. A great postseason rivalry has built up over the past couple of years. Harper, Acuna, two great players, multiple MVPs on both of these teams in reality. What do you guys expect from these squads in 2024? Is this the year that the Phillies get over the hump and win that World Series? Are they going to get roadblocked by Atlanta again, or is Atlanta are they going to go all the way?
These are two teams that love to choke, so I don't have any expectations for World Series for either team, to be honest. I think that they're loaded. I think that the Braves should win a World Series, but do I think they will? No. And then the Phillies, I don't know. They're just meh.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. 100% agree.
It's hard to win. It's hard to win, but these are two stacked teams. Two teams that I'm not very fond of. And I will say for both of them, it's going to be hard to represent the National League in the World Series if the Pirates are. Because, again, 4-0 start the season. First time since 1903. Sounds like the start to 162-0 season to me. So,
well, I guess you got to start 4-0 so that you can lose the next 158. So
this is true. I mean, that's a good way to start if you're going to go down that spiral. It's good to have baseball back. More than anything, it's good to have baseball back. The teams are exciting. The players are playing. Spring has sprung. We're here. We're talking ball. birds of a feather talking ball together. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of Small Market Baseball. A little fast-paced, a little quick. I want my boys to enjoy their Easter as much as possible. So that's the format that this video went in. But we're excited. We're here. We're talking ball. We're putting stuff on our socials every day. Anything that I hashtag with Shohei Ohtani is getting at least 1,000 views. Only 4 likes, but we're working on it. That's no ads, no payment, nothing. Shohei Ohtani hashtag works every time. I wish I could put it on every post. I can't. But we will continue to give you the best baseball content possible. Every other week, we're filming your new favorite baseball podcast, Small Market Baseball. Small-time columnists for big-time fans. Boys, thank you for joining me once again.